if you can hear that. Last night when I checked the weather app, the city it pulled me up for, I think it was Talladega actually, and weather bug. Didn't mention rain this morning at 4. Yesterday when I looked at the app, it said it would rain from 4 to like 5 or 4 to 6. And I looked at it last night, nothing. Looked at it again when I woke up. And I let myself sleep in until 3:17 and started raining at exactly 4 o'clock. And I'm all ready to go. And now I'm just gonna hold off, see how long this lasts. Feel like it's gonna last too long, and we'll pack her up and get going, but not in too big of a rush today. Yeah, we'll play it by ear. I've already had 2 cups of coffee though, so I'm itching and raring to go. Hey, just a quick thank you to whoever left the water at Adams Gap. Perfect. Just drank all mine. About to head up. Got to refill one of my liters. Appreciate it. All right, update. It's about 6:30 something on the morning of day 4, February the 4th. It's a nice start on the 1st. That's the way you can keep up with what day it is and day of the month. Man, that headlight I brought sucks. Its lumen count is terrible, so I'll definitely be looking for another one in one of these towns. But it's fine, whatever. All right, I think we're on our way up the ridge line. You can see there's some rocks on this trail. If you watch me in Pennsylvania, you know I kind of like rocks. These are different. Somebody said it on a comment the other day. These are all the tiny moving rocks that are covered with big leaves that you can't see. So yeah, it's all good though. We're making it. All right, check back in later. This is where the southern trails could learn from the northeast, especially the White Mountains. Climbing up, this is a steep climb. It's rough, it's rocky, but we have been routed over this rock field, Lord, it's probably 10 times. Just back and forth through the rock field. There's no path. It's just choose your own adventure. If you ever done the part right there at the end of Maryland before you get to the Mason-Dixon line, it's kind of the same as that, except for a lot steeper. It's where they just paint a blaze on a tree and it's just pick your way over the slick, wet rocks to get there. Yeah, the south should just straight up. I would rather suffer for 10 or 15 minutes than suffer for 60 minutes walking back and forth through these rocks. That's just my preference. So I know some people need these switchbacks, but man, it's just like you get out of one side of the rock field, you're like, yes, and then they just turn you right around and right back into it. Oh well, pity party over. Just made it to the top of the big rock climb up on top of some ridge line. I don't know, mile 78. Good climb. One of those rocks suck. Hey, whatever. All right, moving on. Make your day right there. All right, heading to Chiha. All right, funny thing I just noticed about myself. Now thinking back, I probably did this all the time on the AT as well, but got to the top of this one of these mountains. Beautiful campsite, but it's like Starburst. The trail could go anywhere and there's no blue paint anywhere that I could see. So eventually found what looked like a good trail. Start walking down it, still no blue paint. The little spotty senses start going off. So I don't like repeating miles. And then it started to decline. But before my foot hit the first little inch of that decline, I stop. I'm like trying to look at any blue paint I can see way down the line. Still don't see anything. Start pulling out gut hooks to make sure before I step one more foot down that decline that I'm gonna have to turn around and come right back up. Look again, see some blue paint, like, good. And then start walking. It's funny. No extra elevation. That's what these trails are about. I am right at cloud height. Still can see out there a little bit. I can see better than the camera can. Let's see. Well, still beautiful though. You know, this is a part of every trail, at least the few I've walked. But it's my least favorite, and I know why. Besides it just being sucky. It doesn't free your mind to think or to reflect. I don't even like to say think, just to reflect and be still. You're so busy. Try not to break your ankles and your poles. Already bent one a little bit. Yeah, so this is why I'm not a big fan of this. Every now and then it's okay. I like views, so if it takes this to get to a view, that's fine. But I'm the guy, like I said in that day one video, I'd much rather be in the hardwoods, where you're not having to think about every step, just so you can let your mind go and be at peace. But anyway, just my preference, I guess. That's where I came from. I guess I'm leaving the Chia Wilderness in Talladega. I don't know, or maybe this is a trailhead. I don't know. But regardless, it's 8.5 miles that way back to where I camped. It is 8:50 in the morning, so I'm happy with that. When you plan on doing this stretch, 8.5 miles, it's a meat grinder on those feet. It is a meat grinder. So be prepared. Some great views. I can imagine that in the summertime. And look, the poles are still on the tree. Something's amiss today. I gotta watch out. Maybe need to play the lottery. I just did a little spur to a state park, Chia State Park. Go in the store, grab something to drink, find a place to sit, ponder life for a minute. That was a good stop at Chia State Park. Thought about getting a hotel, but the way the weather's coming in, that would put me walking in the worst of it, trying to get to Heflin. So I'm gonna push hopefully 12 or 13 more. It's 11:30, February the 4th. Hopefully these miles will come a lot easier than those doggone last 11. Holy cow, man. Rougher than I anticipated. All right, coming at you with a little trail thought. Got some pain going on today. It's good because it's keeping my mind open. I'm just struggling not to give it a voice. So if you don't give it a voice, it doesn't get a vote. Here's what I was thinking. So I'm always talking about adaptability or getting adapted to the trail. And I think a main reason the number that don't make their goal on their long hikes is they never come to grips with who's in control. And if you don't come into grips with who's in control out here, then you are not going to win. You're just not. The trail and the universe and whatever you believe in. Most of all out here, Mother Nature is in control. The universe is unfolding exactly the way it wants. And you have one of two options. You can fight it, or you can learn to adapt and go with it. And only one of those two are going to end successful, and you know which one they are. So look at it like this. Here's an analogy. You ever go to a grocery store? I know you have, and you see the kids getting in the grocery buggies that have the steering wheels. Well, in this analogy, the universe and the trail or the buggy, and the little kid with that plastic steering wheel that does nothing is you. There's no control. All there is your ability to control your individual actions, your individual thoughts, your individual behavior, and just roll with what nature's unfolding. Like I've struggled with it today, coming over those rocks, pity party ER, and then at some point, you got to be able to level your bubbles back out. Nobody's going to help you. It's going to have to be something that you train yourself to pull it back down to zero again. All right, taking a break. It's about 20 minutes. I'm sorry, 7 minutes after 4. Whew. Still got like 3 miles or more, I bet. You get there kind of late, but that's what happens when you stop in Cheehaw State Park and live it up. I just remembered I didn't keep one of my bottles for a pee bottle tonight. I had to get out of that tent 3-4 times last night. Pee bottle's worth its weight. All right, I'll catch up with y'all when we get there. I also bought some $4 wet wipes. They got A-Ball Bridge prices in there. Anyway, tired of going to bed. I was like laying sideways and my knees were rubbing together last night, and it felt like they had soap in between them. It's just so gross. Again, I don't know how you summer hikers do it. I don't think I could. I'll be bathing in the creek tonight. Situation. Just got in my tent. It is like 6:30. Started this morning at 5. It was a long day. The first 11 miles from Adams Gap all the way to Cheehaw State Park. Beautiful views when you get up there. Not my kind of hiking. It's okay. Everybody isn't gonna like everything, but those rocks on the side of that mountain for miles, no thank you. But we lived through it and got some awesome snacks and rehydration and stuff at Cheehaw. I'm not going to ever say it right. Tip for folks who are ever going to come try this or do a section. When you get up to the state park, right by the store entrance, there's 4 rocking chairs. If you sit in the far right one as you're looking at them, or far left as you're sitting, there's an outlet sitting right behind there too. So I got to charge up my battery bank to get me through tonight, get into Heflin tomorrow, which is the plan. Ended up, I'm at mile 99.5, left this morning at 72.3 or something. So I'll let you do the math. It was a big day. It really isn't about how big of miles I can do. It's about getting in Heflin before this doggone storm hits, and all this flood and rain. So that's the plan tomorrow. I've got 11.5, I think, to the route into Heflin. It's like a 3-mile blue blaze into the city, which sucks. And then 2 more miles from the city center down to the hotel. So I'll figure it out. It's all good. Probably going to take a 0 day on Thursday. And got to look at the weather on Friday. It's going to break, but not till late afternoon. So we'll figure it out. Oh, the trail from Cheehaw Park to here, hands down my favorite piece of trail that I've ever hiked. Sorry, got something crawling on my neck. Hands down. The routing of that trail, just beautiful. Just beautiful. I left there at like 11:15. and did a whole bunch of miles and loved every one of them. Some steep climbs, and this is what I'll leave you guys with. For those who want to practice on a trail before you get to something big like the AT, come do those first 100 miles. They start off slow. They give you a taste of that rocky crap in Talladega Forest. And then after Chiha, just beauty, And then just take it on into Heflin, and that will be a good representation of a lot of things you'll see on the trail. Nothing represents the whites or main, so don't get in your head that what you did is close to those, because nothing's close to those. But anyway, I digress. All right, I think that's it for the night. I've got 3 bars. Wow, I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I got 3 bars. So you can tell we're getting close to the highway. I'm only 6 miles from Highway 20. All right, I got to get some grub. I told y'all, $4 pack of wet wipes so I can get clean tonight. I was going to bathe down in the creek, but it was getting dark. I had to get up here. And ER's tip, use it or lose it. When you're looking for a stealth spot, don't just look at gut hooks. Those are established places, right? Like, I'm walking up the trail. I'm not going to sleep down low. All those leaves are soaking wet because it's so damp by that creek. So I cameled up and started hiking up the hill, and just happened to look to my right, and I was like, oh my God, that looks flat. And then it's an old road bed right off the trail. And I'm up on this little ridge line, so I'm getting a breeze from both ways. It's amazing. Don't just look at gut hooks, find your own. Doesn't have to be something established. All right, y'all. To my folks back home, I miss y'all dearly. Wish I was there. I'll get this thing done quick and be back home helping y'all take care of business. All right. To everybody else following, I appreciate all the comments. Y'all know they fire me up and they motivate me. So phone service has been good for most of the trail, so I've been able to keep up with them. All right, that's it for tonight. Hope everybody has a good night. Deuces.